Hey guys, what's up? I know I used a bit of a clickbaity title and thumbnail, but although it may seem funny, this is a bit of a serious scenario for me. I believe that LootBear is trying to scam me, and I know a lot of people have had extremely good experiences with LootBear, but everything that I've had so far has been painful as anything. I think as somebody who's renting skins, like you're renting them for your personal use, I think LootBear is fine, but it seems like as somebody who's renting the skins out, it's all designed for making them more money. Like, they don't think about the people that are actually giving their skins to be rented out at all. So to start my story of why I think LootBear is trying to scam me, we'll go back to around the 17th of April. So, you know, a few months back. And I heard about LootBear from a YouTube video. I'm not sure whose YouTube video it was, but I decided that sounds like a good idea. I had lots of spare skins I wasn't using. I had an AK Empress and a few other things that I wasn't using. I thought, I'll chuck in there, you know, make a bit of money back off them. So I thought, you know, just to test the water a bit, I chucked in a Brigadier General pin. I sent that to LootBear. It was only worth $20, which was the bare minimum of what you could put in. So I sent that in, and it didn't, I think it got rented for the first week. This was before, I think anyway, this was before the whole trade ban come in from Valve. Someone rented it straight away, didn't get much money back. I think it was like 10 cents a day I got for it, so it was like next to nothing. So I waited, I left it in there anyway because I wasn't using it, and then I decided I was going to put in my AK Empress, which I got a Fire Serpent by this point, so I was like, it doesn't really matter, you know, I've got an AK skin to use. And I put that in there and it all seemed fine again. So after that, I kind of thought, you know what, I kind of want to make a bit more money off this, so I decided to put in a lot of skins, and I'll put up a screenshot of the trade I made to LootBear, and that's all the skins I put in. As you can see, I've got my Fire Serpent, I've got my M9 Bayonet Marble Fade, a few other things that I've chucked in as well that aren't as valuable, but I put those in and I was like, right, okay, let's make some money off this. And they were making, they were predicted to make fairly decent money. The knife was making me over $2 a day, so it's not bad at all. But I decided, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to use the skins, so I reserved them all, because this was just as they brought in the whole new reserve thing that's been out like a month now. So I went to reserve them all, and all of them were available to reserve apart from the Marble Fade. So I was like, all right then, no problem. I was like, I'm sure the person's gonna rent it for a week and then give it back. So a week went by and I withdrew the rest of the items, but when I went back to withdraw them, something weird had happened on the LootBear profit page. I haven't actually got a screenshot of this, but my Brigadier General pin had duplicated multiple times, and I wasn't making profit off them. They were just bugged in my inventory, so they were there, but I wasn't making money off them and I couldn't withdraw them. So it was like they were there but they weren't there at the same time. It was weird, but there was just, if I had to take a guess, I'd say 15 Brigadier General pins were all in my profit page on LootBear. So I was like, right, okay. A few of them said withdraw, some of them said in use, some of them said reserve. So I clicked all the ones that said withdraw. Most of them come back with a little error at the top saying an error has occurred, please try again. So I was like, obviously this is the bugged one. So I had to keep going through until I found the one that wasn't bugged. I found it, withdrew it. The rest of them went from my LootBear profit page. So I was like, right, okay, must have just been a little bug. So I had the rest of the items back off LootBear, apart from the Marble Fade M9 Bayonet. Another week goes by, it's still not available to withdraw, still says reserved. So I was like, right, okay, the person's clearly renting it for quite a while. So I left it about another week, probably not quite a week, probably 5 days or so. went back on there, it was still being rented. I was getting money for it, you know. I wasn't too worried because I was thinking, you know, like, they're still paying for it. I think it's a bit daft because by this point they'd spent like $26, $27 on renting a knife. I'm thinking, like, you're not far off being able to buy a cheap knife. You might as well buy one and actually have a knife to brag about instead of renting one. But, you know, it's up to them, you know. If they want to rent it, that's up to them. So I messaged LootBear support and I just said to them, it was more like advice. It wasn't complaining. I have the messages here actually, so I'll read through them. I can't remember the first message I sent them, and it doesn't come up in the chat history. I don't know why, but I got a response saying, sorry, that didn't have the right answer you needed. If you like, you can ask the team for help here. So I said, I want to withdraw my knife as it says no trade lock. Why can I not withdraw? I knew why I couldn't withdraw because they were still renting it, but I kind of wanted an answer that was like, oh, sorry, the person's rented it for so long. I thought they probably had that on the database. I don't know if you can, you know, rent a skin for a certain amount of time. I've never actually rented any skins off LootBear, but I've rented mine out on there, obviously. So then they replied saying, LootBear will be back later today, and then you will be notified here by email with my email, which I'm going to blank out because I don't want people spamming me with emails. And then I get another message about a day later saying, please send a screen pic of your profit page. I was like, right, okay, finally someone's doing something. So I sent a screenshot of my profit page, and I haven't actually got a date on here. Okay, so the next message I got was on June the 23rd after I sent the screenshot, which I don't know how many days that was after, but judging by how long they were taking, I'd say it was probably 1 or 2 days. It had to have been. So I'm not doing the maths here. I know I said it was a week or 2 weeks or whatever, but whatever date, today is the 28th, so you guys can do the maths from there. So the next message says, as you can see, one is in use by a user and the other is still on trade lock. So I'm going to put a screenshot up now of the profit page that I sent to them, just so it's a bit of a clearer picture. And as you'll see, there's an M4, there's an M4A4 faded zebra in there, or zebra if you're from America. But that was a skin that I bought because this was just after they brought out the whole, you can now buy skins on LootBear, you can now sell skins on LootBear, because OP skins got took down and everything. You all know what happened. So I was like, right, okay. I had some balance in my account from when I signed up. You know, you get a free $1.50 or whatever it is for signing up, or $1, and then you get $1.50. I don't know, but I had $2.50. And this skin was $2, and I was like, you know what, it's free. I was like, I can't really turn it down, so I bought this skin for $2. Obviously had a trade lock on it. Wasn't an issue because I knew I was going to get it eventually anyway. But it come to today, which was when the trade lock was up, when the trade lock had actually finished. And I was like, right, okay then. I went to withdraw it, and I remember when I first bought the skin, I remember seeing I think it was a button that said item options or something like that above where it said withdrawable in so-and-so days. So I click on that button. This was when I first bought it. And it had a few options, you know, you could reserve to withdraw, or you could put up for rent. And I was like, right, okay, the box for put up for rent or rent this skin out or whatever, it wasn't ticked. I was like, right, I'm going to leave that unticked because I want to draw the skin out. So I left it unticked. And I may have misread it. You guys might come back in the comments and say I misread it, but I can't find a screenshot anywhere of this screen, so I can't actually verify what it says. But I'm almost 100% that I was not renting this skin out, and I set it to not rent out. I might have had to tick a button to say that, but whatever it was, I read through it and I made sure that I was not renting the skin out. So it comes to today. And I was like, oh, I went on to LootBear. I completely forgot about the skin, to be honest. I went on to LootBear just to see if the support had replied to me, because I'd been waiting for a response. And the skin was not withdrawable. I know I'm kind of going all over the place with story here, but it said that the skin was in use. So I'm going to get back to the chat messages now anyway and continue so we can get to the end of what I said at the chat. So they said the whole thing, as you can see, is on trade lock. Yeah. So I said, yes, but how long until I can get my knife out? I just wanted to know how long until I could have my knife. But you have reserved it. You have reserved it, so whenever the user returns it, you will see like the M4. I said, yes, but I want to know how long. It's been like 3 weeks, which, you know, I'm not a very good person with a time scale, so I know it was over 2 weeks. Probably not quite 3 weeks, but still. She said, I can say the user is paying... Oh, she put, I can say. I think she meant to put, I can't say. But she put, I can say. The user is paying the rent, and I can send him a message, but it's still up to him. Which is fair enough. That's their policy. You know, the person can rent the skin for as long as they want. I didn't think anything of it at the time. So I said, yes. Could you ask him how long he plans on renting it? And she said, we will look into it, friend. Hopefully it will be soon. Thanks for your patience. So I left it there because I was like, no, she's going to get back to me. But then today rolls around. I go to draw out that M4 skin. It says that it's in use, being rented out. And I'm fucking pissed because I'm sat there like, what the fuck is going on? I set that to not be rented out. I understand. It's a $2 skin. I wouldn't be pissed off if it was any other site that I'd had no issues with before, or if I didn't have my knife in this site currently in their inventories. But I do. I have a fucking $450 knife. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but I have that in their inventories right now. They're renting that out, and it's worrying me. But let me go back onto the LootBear page so I can sort of run through it a bit. So another problem I've had with this site is my all-time revenue, and my revenue in general, not just the all-time revenue. But I had $20, I believe. I'd have to check. I do have a screenshot somewhere. It was 20 something dollars, 22 maybe. Hold on, I can do the maths a bit here. It was around $22, yeah, 23 maybe. I decided to withdraw that because it's over the $20 minimum, and they said it would be within 7 working days that the money would be sent to me. I 100% put in my right PayPal address because I have it set up with a password email saver system that I sign into my email with, and it works every time. So I know that it's not the wrong email, because if it's the wrong email, then I wouldn't be able to sign into my PayPal. So I put that email in. They said it would be about 7 working days. It went out of my LootBear revenue. I was like, right, okay, it's not an issue. It'll be here in 7 days, whatever. Not a big issue. So I waited 7 days. Oh, I think it was around 6 actually. I went back on my LootBear, and the revenue had been put back into my, like the money had been put back into my revenue on LootBear. And I was there like, what? That's a bit weird. I 100% put in the right email, and I haven't had any verification emails or anything. I haven't had any notification from PayPal. I was like, okay, like, what's going on here? And then all this has happened with the faded zebra, and I just think, I don't know if it's just me or if there's other people out there, or if it's LootBear doing it to everyone, but it seems like my inventory's been bugged out so that I can't withdraw anything. Because I'm sorry, but I can understand someone renting out a $455 knife for a couple of weeks. I can see someone doing that. But who is gonna rent out a faded zebra the moment that it comes up on the rent page, like within the day? A $2 skin, not even factory new, looks like ass. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't rent it, and I can't see anybody actually renting that skin. It just seems like all my items instantly just say they're rented out when they're not. And it's kind of weird. Like, in a way, it's making me think that they've lost my knife, or it's been misplaced, or it's been stolen, but they don't want to give me that 110% or whatever it is, 120, I can't remember, but whatever it is, they don't want to give me that money. That's how I'm feeling right now. That might not be correct, but currently what I've seen of LootBear, it's been pretty bad. Like, they've done nothing to help me. Their support's taken 2-3 days to respond to me, even though I've put items in there that are worth a lot. Well, a lot to me. There might be some of you out there with, you know, M9 bayonet rubies and stuff, but you know, I've worked hard for these skins. To be honest, I've put money that I shouldn't have in there. I've been pretty broke at the end of the week, and I probably shouldn't have put money into my skins, and I did, because I love them and I take pride in them. But when LootBear do stuff like this, where they just seem like you don't matter, you matter the same amount as somebody who hasn't put any skins in, they're like, their support will reply to anyone. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, no, you should prioritize the people who have put a lot into your business. Like, okay, there's people out there who've put dragon lores and stuff in. I'm feeling like, what if there's somebody out there with a dragon lore who's experiencing the same thing as me? Like, imagine having your dragon lore, you just can't get it. You can't get it back no matter how hard you try. There's no way you can get it back. And it's like, they don't give you any security with it. It's like, all I want to hear is them say, oh, yeah, a player's got your item, he's planning on renting it for another week. It's because he's, you know, in entering a tournament or something, he wants to show it off. But okay, then I know it's going to be gone for about a week. He might take longer, but at least I know that they've looked into it. They know where it is. They know what's going on with it. But they don't give me any of that. They've literally said to me, we'll look into it, and then haven't replied to me. And it's real stressing me out. So the message I sent them today was a bit more serious than the previous ones. I said, okay, my items must be bugged. I bought a skin and I set it not to rent out, and I've opened today and it says in use. I am serious. This better be sorted soon, or I will be taking actions further. And I know that's quite a severe thing to say to me, you know, quite uptight, but like, I really, really want my knife back. And I understand a lot of you'll say in the comments, you shouldn't have put it into LootBear if you didn't want it back. I know it probably says somewhere in their terms and conditions that a person can rent out for as long as they want. Okay, fair enough. But the faded zebra, imagine if that was me buying a knife. Imagine if instead of me renting my knife out, imagine if it was me buying that knife. And they'd done this to me, where they just rented it out so they can make more profit off it before it goes to the person who's actually paid the money for it. And this is why LootBear will never be what they're trying to be. They might be alright for people just renting skins out, but if they keep treating their consumers like this, people like me, and they keep treating them like this, they're going to lose all their skins. I mean, people are going to withdraw their skins the moment they can and never put anything in again. Like, there's people out there with inventories worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands who have probably put some into LootBear. And if they're doing that to them, they're going to lose a big percentage of their skins. And they're going to be left with shit fucking skins. Be left with all, you know, I don't know, I try to figure one, like a safari mesh gut knife is their best thing on the market. They seriously need to sort out how they treat their customers. And like, right now, from my perspective, it seems like I'm being scammed. I might not be. Like, LootBear's, like, from what everyone says, is a credible company, but they're very new. There hasn't been really any criticism of them yet. Not that I've seen of. And I feel like they need to be looked into more. This could, for all we know, this could just be some guy sat in his basement just building skins up and building them up all in these LootBear inventories, and then just one day it'll just disappear. Do you know what I mean? Steam won't do anything about it, because in Steam's terms and conditions it says when you trade someone an item, that item then belongs to them. So technically LootBear owns my knife, and they own any skins that you've put in there. And I find that worrying, especially when I've put a lot of money into my skins, and the majority of the money I've put in has been into that knife. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. You know, like, apologies for the clickbait title and clickbait thumbnail, but I kind of wanted to try and gain some traction with this video. I know that LootBear is quite a big topic at the moment, and I kind of wanted to hear everyone's opinions and possibly get a response from them about it, and hopefully they'll change their system. I'd like to see something in place where it's like, you rent a skin, you say how long you're going to rent it for, and then once you've rented it for that amount of time, you've stuck to that and you give it back. It works so much better, because it'll give people like, I know people still won't be able to get their items back the moment they want, but at least people will know how long it will be until they get their item back, and that's the key. It gives people security. Like right now, I look at my LootBear profits page. I literally see your knife's in use. Don't know where it is. Don't know how long it's going to take. You all right with that? It's like, fuck off. Like, luckily I don't have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or however many it is now to get monetized, because this video would be instantly demonetized due to my swearing, but I don't care. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. You know, post your opinions down in the fucking comment section. I can't even think of my words right now. Tell me what you think. If any of you know a better way of getting in contact with LootBear support, or if any of you understand how the whole renting system works a bit better and can explain it to me, please do. Please don't just hit that dislike button. I'd like to get conversation out of some people. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Like, I understand that I was the one that put my item in there and it's my responsibility. And yeah, I admit it is bad, but they shouldn't be doing stuff like this. This is, I mean, just go onto their website, click on the rent skins tab, and look at the money's worth they've got in there. Like a website that's making this much revenue, because they must be making a killing. I don't know what the exact percentage that is they take off each rent, but they must be making a killing. And they've got really bad features that don't work properly, a buggy website, a support team which is literally run by what seems one person named Julia, which I have never seen anyone else apart from this Julia speak to me in support. I don't know if that's just because you get one support person or what, but they need to sort their support out, because I've been on websites that don't make anywhere near as much as they do, and they have support that can reply to you within an hour, even 15 minutes. I mean, I've seen some that reply to you in honestly seconds, and they're websites that do not make as much revenue as these. But yeah, just let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and well, if you enjoyed, give me a subscribe, but my videos aren't usually like this. Hey guys, I just wanted to add this for all late. That's why I'm whispering. I bought a really cheap skin on LootBear earlier just so I could get that item settings page up that I was talking about. And I bought another skin. It was a Scar 20 Sand Mesh, and it didn't have a trade lock on it. And I've gone to withdraw it, and I get this error up here, which isn't great. It says you've currently got a trade offer pending, which I was like, oh wait, what the hell's going on there? But I go onto Steam and I do not have any trade offers at all, none whatsoever. So I don't know if LootBear is broken or if it's just my account, but something's definitely going on. Anyway, see you later guys.